Now with this particular note, let's start our today's learning. So far, every time when we have a new video, we always focus on latest Azure AI services. And today, I'm going to introduce one of the latest member of Azure AI service, which is Azure AI Foundry. Let me just show it to you what this service is. And very soon, I'm going to come back with different features and characteristics with demos of Azure AI Foundry service. So what are you waiting for, guys? Let's get started. Oh yes, and by the way, I forgot to tell you that if you are liking our videos or if you want to learn AI, you should subscribe to our channel. But I think you have already done it. If you're really serious about learning AI and making a growth in your career, I think you have already subscribed. Thank you so much for that, and let's move forward. As I said, Azure AI Foundry is one of the latest service of Azure AI services. Now, not only that, this is one of the service which is actually allowing you to integrate with couple of other Azure services. So, what is this? The Azure AI Foundry service is actually having one centralized umbrella where you can actually bring all the Azure AI services together. Now, basically, they are providing something which is known as Azure AI Foundry Portal, which is a web portal that brings together multiple AI-related services into a single unified development environment. Specifically, this Azure AI Foundry service is going to combine multiple things. First, it's going to help you to deal with model catalog, where not only Azure OpenAI and other Microsoft models are there, some non-Microsoft models are also available. Well, not only Microsoft and OpenAI models are available, but so many other LLMs are also available in this. You can actually take care of model catalog, you can actually deploy the model, or you can develop AI capabilities with the help of prompt flow. The generative AI models are going to help you in development, testing, custom data integration capabilities of Azure OpenAI service with this. And as I said, integration is also there. So you can integrate Azure AI Vision Service, Speech Service, Language Service, or Document Intelligence Services and your Content Safety Services all together in one Azure AI Foundry service. Basically, as I said, under this one umbrella, you can actually develop and you can use whichever Azure AI service you want to use. If you ask me, who are going to use this? Well, I will say if you are a developer or if you're a data scientist, then this service is for you. Now, in addition to providing a unified interface for multiple AI services, Azure AI Foundry also includes a support for creating some new terminologies and some new entities with this. Like we have something called Azure AI Hubs. That's actually going to provide a collaborative development workspace for data scientists, developers, and others who wants to build AI solutions. Under AI Hub, you can create multiple projects. So basically, AI Hub is a root level element. Inside one AI Hub, you're going to have multiple projects. These projects are going to take care of your assets, code, and the specific solutions which you want to manage. Not only that, you can actually take care of permissions, roles, and responsibilities also with your team members. You're going to have scalable on-demand compute available, and you can also have integration with data sources and other cloud services. So storage account, data lake, or other configurational services, you can actually integrate with Azure AI Foundry service. It's going to provide a web-based code development environment, so you don't need to worry about installing some development environment in your computer. As well as there are plenty of SDKs and command line interface libraries are available for automation. All in all, this is one package which Microsoft has gifted you if you are interested in AI. Now let me just give you a little bit introduction about AI Hub. An AI Hub is going to provide a collaborative workspace for AI solution development and management. And as you can see right now on this particular slide, Azure AI Hub can actually host one or more projects. As you can see in the screenshot, we have multiple projects under one AI Hub. And in the left side, you can actually see we can manage quota, multiple models and endpoints. We can also take care of connected resources. Now, I know you're curious about knowing this kind of things. Well, starting from tomorrow, I'm going to introduce you with a couple of Azure AI Foundry services. So we are going to see each and every feature which is provided by Azure AI Foundry service. Now, if your question is, Maruti, what exactly we are going to plan? How exactly we are going to learn it? What kind of demos are there? And what kind of topics we are going to learn in the coming week? Well, the answer is here. When we have to use AI Foundry, this question is actually going to be giving you what exactly we are going to learn. So as you can see here on the slide, Azure AI Foundry is providing everything developers and data scientists need to develop agents and cutting-edge, market-ready responsible generative AI applications. If you have ever dreamed of developing your own generative AI application, or you're working in a project in your organization where you are using generative AI application, this is for you. It's a go-to platform when you need to do multiple things. You can create and manage multiple AI projects. You can develop generative AI applications. You can explore available AI models. And as I told you, you have multiple models. Lot and lot models are available. You are not limited to only GPT models. You can monitor and evaluate AI models. You can integrate with Azure services, and you can build responsibly because it is actually compliant with the responsible AI guidelines. Not only that, one of the most favorite topics of my clients, when I deliver my corporate trainings for my corporate clients, they are very interested in one thing which is known as RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. And that's also something which you can use inside Azure AI Foundry. All in all, this is going to be a very important and interesting service for all of us. And from tomorrow onwards, we are going to pick one by one capability of Azure AI Foundry Service, and I'm going to introduce it to you. So stay tuned. It's not done, it's just started. And if you have not used Azure AI services so far, you're not late. This is a perfect time. Hey guys, sorry for interruption. My name is Maruti and I'm here to make a very important announcement. I hope you are liking our videos and you're doing a continuous learning with us on an Azure Cloud and AI related topics. If you are enjoying this thing, I'm going to announce skilltech.club, which is our upcoming website, which is going to be launched very soon. We are here to tell you one thing, that everyone who is a subscriber of this particular channel will get Azure Cloud and Azure AI related certification courses free of cost in skilltech.club. So you will be a part of the skilltech.club kind of a membership automatically free of cost. And everyone who's a subscriber of this particular channel will get those benefits which are available in that. So what are you waiting for? I request you to please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and families if they are also interested in Azure Cloud and AI learning. That's it from my side. Now you can carry on with your learning. Thank you. Before I start this thing, I strongly recommend you to go through other Azure AI services like Language Service, Vision Service, or Document Intelligence Service. Even if you are familiar with Azure OpenAI service, that is perfect. Now, these are all services which are combined inside one separate centralized portal, and that portal is actually known as Azure AI Foundry Portal. And I will try my best to give you an overview of Azure AI Foundry Portal. But this is one of the huge service, so it's not possible to cover this thing in one single video. But we'll try to use it today as much as possible. And obviously, like always, we are going to learn step by step. So without wasting time, let's get started with Azure AI Foundry. The first thing which you can do right now is you can go to ai.azure.com. This is a URL which is giving you a portal of Azure AI Foundry. Let me tell you one thing, Azure AI Foundry portal is not having any particular cost associated with that. You can give it a try. But inside this Azure AI Foundry portal, if you create any kind of a model deployment, or if you're going to use any of the underlying Azure services with that, those Azure services and model deployment will be chargeable. So basically portal is free, but whatever service you're going to use inside that will be chargeable. I am inside my Azure AI Foundry portal. I have already logged in with my account here, and that's the reason I'm getting this page which is showing me, welcome to Azure AI Foundry, Maruti. Thank you. Now let's move forward to creating a new project. Let me tell you one thing, guys, those who are new to Azure Cloud, this is not Azure Cloud Portal. Azure Cloud Portal you can access through this, which is portal.azure.com. And you can see right now, this is a separate portal where you can create Azure Cloud resources. I am first going to deal with Azure AI Foundry portal, and we will try to create a project here. Based on this, whatever resources you're going to need, those underlying services and resources will be created on your Azure Cloud portal. So basically, in order to use those services, you need to have an Azure subscription also. Now, it's giving me a project name, so I'm trying to create a new project. In this case, whenever you create a project, it will be created under something called Hub. So we have something called AI Hub, and inside one AI Hub, you're going to get multiple projects, or you can create multiple projects. Now, I am going to give some kind of a meaningful name for this. So it's giving me Maruti Proj, and I'm giving some random number at the end of this, which is something is there. It's also showing me that when you create a project, you are going to use this subscription, It will be created under this resource group and this location, as well as it's going to create certain new things for me. Like it's going to create a new AI hub. This new AI hub is actually going to be created first, and inside that this project will be created. Later on, if you want to use same hub, then you can do this. And that's the reason I'm giving some meaningful name, Maruti Hub, with some number at the end of this. Resource group name is fine. This has to be unique so that you should not get confused with that. So I'm okay with that. Location is also fine, East US 2. This is going to connect with Azure AI Service or Azure Open AI Service in this. Now you can see they are automatically going to create a new Azure AI service with that. And the name of the service is this. Now, if you want to connect with other services later on, you can do this thing. And I'm going to show you how to do that thing today. But before we do that, I think everything is fine. Do I need to connect with Azure AI Search as of now? Well, today's demo is not going to associate with Azure AI Search, so I do not want this. I'm going to click on Next. It's giving me the review. Perfect. I'm going to click on Create. And now this process is actually going to take a little time. It can take 2 to 5 minutes of time. Depends upon the selection of services which you have done. As of now, it's showing me all these things are under provisioning, so I have to wait. It's validating my resources, and once the resource validation is done, it's going to start the deployment. While we are waiting for this deployment, I should remind you one thing, that if you're liking our videos, please press the like button, hit that bell icon, and please subscribe to our channel. This is really important for us, and your support is always going to motivate us. Also, I want to remind you, if you are looking for any specific Azure Cloud or AI related topics in our videos, please put that thing in the comment of this particular video. We will surely create a video on that particular topic, mentioning your name in that this person has actually suggested that. Thank you so much. Okay, my project is successfully created, as you can see here, and obviously the underlying services are also created. Now, first thing is, right now you can see in this particular portal that we are on the overview tab, and it's showing me that there are some endpoints and keys which are available associated with my Azure OpenAI service. So basically this Azure OpenAI service was part of this process, and it got provisioned when we created the new project. Also at the right side, you have some project details which will be useful later on. And if I scroll down, it's showing me some kind of steps, like first you can define and explore, you can build and customize, and then you can assess and improve. Now, I do not want to go into these steps right now. In the left side section, we have playgrounds, we have AI services, we have model catalog. Now, there are two interesting things which I want you to see today in this particular video. The first thing is I want to click on model catalog. When I do this thing, this model catalog is actually going to show you a list of LLMs, large language models, not only from Microsoft. It is actually including OpenAI, Hugging Face, even Meta models are also part of this. Now you can see right now we have Hugging Face, we have O3 Mini, we have DeepSeek R1, we have 4.0 audio preview. So even the latest DeepSeek is also part of this thing. If you are looking for a specific model for your project, I'm sure you will find a related model in this particular one. Obviously, these models are trained on various number of parameters, and based on those number of parameters on which it got trained, the performance, the capability, and the costing of these models are going to be vary. So obviously, if you want a specific video on highlighting certain characteristics of all of these models, I will create a separate video on that in the coming modules. But as of now, this model catalog is actually giving you a lot many models inside this compared to a traditional Azure OpenAI service. Now, the second thing which I am really interested right now is this section, which is Management Center. In the left bottom corner, if I click on Management Center, it will take you to this particular page. And let me tell you, this is very important page for you. This is going to show you your specific connected resources with this particular one. So you can see right now, it's showing me that Azure OpenAI service, Azure AI service, Azure Blob Storage, this kind of things are actually connected with my project, which I have created with this number 1861. It's also showing me that I have a section here which is called All Hubs and Projects. When I click on this, it's going to show me whatever projects and hubs I have created. Now, obviously, I have one hub, which is this one, and then this is my project, which I have created, which is under that hub. You can have multiple hubs, you can have multiple projects in each hub, and that's how you can configure that. Why exactly we are going to create multiple projects? Well, the obvious answer is maybe in our organization, we are going to have multiple teams who are going to work in this project. And yes, Your Azure specific role-based access control, permissions, everything is available here. Next, you can take care of the quota, obviously, and then you can take care of this section where you can control the users in permissions. As of now, I am the only person who is actually an owner of this particular project, as well as my project is also having a role associated with AI administrator role in that, because my project is going to have capabilities to deal with my Azure AI resources which are connected with that project. Now, I am going to focus on role-based access control separately in another video, but right now this is available here. Then you have models plus endpoints. We know this thing that every time when you try to deploy a model, it's going to be available with a specific quota, with a specific configuration, and then with the help of endpoint, you'll be able to use it. Now, all those model deployments, you'll be able to do it here. You can deploy a base model, or you can deploy a fine-tuned model also. Now, after this, last and the important thing which I want you to focus today is this connected resources. As we know, there are multiple services which got created with the help of this project and AI Hub. These resources are actually created in your Azure portal. So basically, where exactly this is created? The answer is you have to go to your Azure portal. You have to go to resource group section. Inside that, you're going to find a resource group which is having a name which got created automatically with that process. And now you can see this is my resource group, which is actually showing me that I have 4 or 5 services which got created with this. You have Key Vault, you have Azure AI Service, Azure AI Hub, Azure AI Project, and a storage account. So these things are actually got created with this. Now, can I create more than one Azure AI service or Azure OpenAI services with my AI project? Answer is yes, you can do that thing. Let's try certain things with that. So I'm going back to my connected services section here, which is showing me that some of the services are there where I already have my one Azure OpenAI service. Now suppose that in this particular AI project, you maybe need another Azure AI service or Azure OpenAI service, which is maybe belongs to a different region and different location. In any project, it is very common that you have customers across the globe, and there are chances that only this East US related services are not enough. Maybe I need another service in the different region altogether. Well, if that is the case, you have to go to your Azure portal first. I'm here. I'm going to create a new resource. I'm going to search for Azure AI services. So I'm going to search for Azure AI service. When I search for this, remember, you are going to choose Azure AI service. So I have this Azure AI service tile available here. I'm going to click on create Azure AI service. This time, while creating this, I am going to choose same resource group, but I'm going to change the region. So I do not want any US specific region. This time, I'm looking for a region which will be somewhere in Europe. So I'm choosing UK South. The name of the service I'm giving Maruti second AI service. Pricing tier, we are okay with standard. And obviously content review policy, we always agree with that. I'm going to click on review plus create. Now this service we are provisioning with the help of Azure portal. And obviously once this is successfully provisioned, the next step is we want to connect this in that same AI project under that AI hub. So I'm just creating this. Okay, this deployment is successfully completed. Let me click on go to resource to just check whether my service is successfully provisioned or not. It's showing me status is active, location is UK South, and that means now I can go to my project. I'm inside my management center. I'm going to click on connected resources. And now this is a place where we have 4 resources which are connected. I'm going to click on new connection. I'll choose Azure AI service. Remember, you can choose from any of the services which you have already provisioned. You have AI specific service, you have data specific service, you also have indexes and other resource types which are available. I'm going to choose right now Azure AI service because this is what we have created. They have option like browse resource or you can enter it manually. Now in my case, I am actually able to see that there is one resource which is East US which is there, and there is another resource which is UK South. Now you can see East US one is the one which is already connected with this, so I don't need to add connection. But this is the one which is my second service which I have created is actually the one. So I'm going to click on add connection on this. Wait for some time. and you can see it's showing me connected with the green tick, which means that this service is actually successfully connected with this. I'm going to click on close and it's going to refresh this list. And yes, you can see right now my new service is also part of this list. My new service, which is a second AI service, is actually created here, and it's also available here. So these are the two services which got connected with my project, and these are the endpoints and keys which are available with that. I'm happy with this. I can connect multiple services even from the different locations into one single AI project. Cool. Okay, now once we are good with this, let's go back to our Azure AI Foundry portal. I do not want to do anything in the management portal now. I'm going inside my project, and in this project, the next thing which we want to explore is AI services. Let's see what kind of AI services are actually available inside this. As you can check here, all your AI services like speech service, language service plus translator, vision service plus document intelligence service, and the content safety all are part of your package. So you can use any of the services in your project. I also want to remind you that if you're not familiar with any of the services, we have already covered this as a part of our Azure AI Fundamental course, AI 900, and all these videos are available in the same channel. So if you have missed learning speech service or vision service or document intelligence service, I strongly recommend you to check out these videos which are available in the list of Azure AI 900 fundamentals. Now, right now, let's try language plus translator. It's showing me a language playground. I can try the language playground if I want, or if I scroll down, it's showing me sections like what's new from language, what kind of things we can do with this. Now, there are so many things which I can try it out right now. I'm going to try some of the translations. So I'm not going with the classifying text or summarization. I'm clicking on the translation tab, and inside the translation, we have document translation and we have text translation. Let's say as of now, I want to try a text translation demo to check whether it's working or not. It's giving me a page where I can see the code if I want, or it's showing me a text and the translation which I can associate here. Now I can use any of the samples which are available here, but in this case, I want to try with my own text. So I'm going to click on this tab, which is try with your own. Remember guys, this particular portal is having so many things inside that. Whenever you're using this portal first time, there are chances that you're not very comfortable with this kind of a UI. But I request you to please spend some more time with this, and you're comfortable that where to click, what to do inside that and all. So just spend some more time and then you'll get it. I'm just clicking on this try with your own, and it's showing me that what will be your source language, what will be your target language. Now source language, it can have an auto detect option, so it's going to detect whatever I'm going to type inside that. And the target language I can choose. Let's say I'm going to choose that my target language is going to be, there are plenty of languages. Let's say I'm going to select I'm going to select Russian, and let me put something like hey friends, I am really enjoying this learning. Let me just click on translate. And of course, I don't know how to read Russian, but yeah, this is maybe converted into a Russian. Let me change to some other language which maybe I can read and I can understand. So let me just go into my local language, which is Hindi. And I'm going to click on translate. Now he's saying, yes, this is something which I can read because I'm from India. So नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं वास्तव में इस सीखने का आनंद ले रहा हूँ. Now this is something which is proper translation into Hindi. Now let's say we are putting some word. Azure AI is amazing and I will use it in my work. Of course, this will sound a little weird when you say this thing in Hindi, but yeah, let's try. Yeah, it's just understanding this thing. So Azure AI, they're not trying to convert that into Hindi. They're saying Azure AI अद्भुत है और मैं इससे अपने काम में उपयोग करूँगा. Let me see something which is We're going to try it into French. And yes, it's translated into French. So it's how easy it is right now. Now, obviously, this is something, if you're a business user, you're going to try this thing. But if you're a developer, I strongly recommend you try the samples which are available here. So you can use this English to Arabic kind of a samples which are available. You can click on the view code for any of this thing, and it's actually going to show you a code in multiple languages. It's going to show you a code in Python, C#, JavaScript. This code is a working code. You can directly copy paste and you can put it into your whichever developer environment you're using, and you can try those samples with the resource key. As easy like that. Now, I strongly recommend you to try this thing, and if you're trying and if you're liking or not liking this, please put that thing in the comment. And if you have any questions also, feel free to ask us. We are here to help you on that. This is cool. This is good. Now, if we are dealing with generative AIs, obviously the first thing which we need is we need our own model. So we have to deploy a model, and that is what we are going to do next right now. So now if you see in the left side section, we have my asset section in which I have model plus endpoint. I'm going to click on this model plus endpoint, and this is a place where I can deploy a new model. I'm going to click on deploy a model, and let's say we are first going to try to deploy a base model right now. So I'm choosing deploy base model. It's going to show me the list of the models which are available. Let's say as of now, I'm going to use GPT-4. So I'm just searching for GPT-4 here. It's showing me GPT-4o, GPT-4o mini. I'm going to choose GPT-4 as of now. And this is a model which I want to use. So I'm going to click on confirm. Now, because we are trying to deploy this model right now, it's going to ask us a configuration that what kind of a deployment type you want. Do you want a global standard, global batch? Now, these are different deployment types which we are going to see later on in depth. Because this is a first introductory video, I'm not going with this kind of a depth right now. I am going to choose right now that my deployment type is going to be standard deployment. And that's why somewhere in the deployment details, I'm going to specify some configuration. My connected service will be this one. Tokens per minute rate I want to reduce to 5K, which is fine. And the content filter, I think its default is fine. Dynamic quota I do not want, so I'm going to disable this. So this is what a configuration I'm looking for the GPT-4. I'm going to click on deploy. Yes, my GPT-4 model is successfully deployed. Trust me guys, I have worked with the other Azure AI portals also earlier. Even Azure OpenAI Studio was also there. This particular portal is much better than that. It's fast, it's accurate, it's easy to understand, and the user interface is super neat and clean. I'm sure you agree with me on this. Now, let's start this thing with the model. So if you see, my model is successfully deployed with my configuration which I have done. First thing first, I want to try this thing in the playground. So I'm going to click on open in playground. This is going to associate with the chat playground because we have GPT-4 model, which is a perfect model for chat. I hope you know some basics of chat playground configuration. This chat playground is actually having 3 sections. We have a section which is a setup section where you're going to choose your deployment. You're going to choose what kind of assistant you want to configure for this. And in the right side, you have your chat box. So basically, this is where you're going to type your query, which we call prompt. And then based on that, it's going to give you a response, which we actually call completion. So yes, we are basically going to do request response, but here we call this thing prompt and completion. Now, when we start typing with the sample prompt, there are some sample prompts also which are available, but I'm going to try my own. So right now, I want you to see here that it's showing you that you are an AI assistant that helps people in finding information. So I'm just putting a prompt right now like this. How can I use Azure AI services in a software development project? Now, let's say I don't know how to do this thing, so I'm just going to put this thing in the prompt. When I do this, let's see what this Azure AI assistant is actually going to give me an answer. It's saying Azure AI service can be used in the software development project in a various ways. The first one is natural language processing, and it's giving me some information about that. You can use text analysis API, LUIS, which is a language understanding intelligence service, Bing spelling check, computer vision service, speech recognition service. So it's actually listing out all those services which I can use, and then it's going to give me that thing. Now, right now, the generation of this thing is a little slow. That's because I have done some configurations in my Azure AI Foundry, but for you, maybe this is going to be much quicker when you do that thing. Yeah, we can do knowledge mapping, we can do bot development, we can do machine learning. All these services are actually part of Azure AI services, and we can use this thing while developing projects for our customers and clients. Fine, I'm happy with this response. Now let me try a few more things, because this is an AI assistant right now. Maybe it cannot answer all kind of questions. So I'm going to change something. In the left side section where we have AI assistant, I'm going to say you are not an AI assistant. You are a development assistant. So you are a developer assistant. You're a developer assistant that helps Python developer. So I'm saying that helps Python developers to write logical code. So I do not want someone who can give me an advice and information only. I want an assistant who can actually help me to write a Python code. So I'm just going to say you are a developer assistant. And then once you change this kind of a system message, you just click on apply and continue. Once you apply these changes, this will be saved in this particular model, GPT-4 model. And let me put a question which is associated with this. So I'm going to say, I want to write Fibonacci. Now, intentionally, when I'm adding this thing, I'm saying Fibonacci with this wrong spelling. So I know the right spelling is this, but intentionally I'm adding a wrong spelling just to check whether this is able to understand or not. So I'm just saying I want to write a Fibonacci logic. Can you help me with that? Also notice, I am not mentioning that I want to do this thing in Python, but I just mentioned here that, okay, you're an assistant for a Python developer, so they are going to assume that thing. And I'm just saying, can you help me with that? And I'm going to send this prompt. So I want to write a Fibonacci logic. Fibonacci spelling is also wrong, but it's going to identify that thing automatically. So let's see that thing. What is a response which they are giving with this? Yes, I got a response. It's saying, sure, I can help with that. Here is a simple implementation of Fibonacci sequence. And then it's showing me a function in the Python, which is having a function name, some parameter, and the logic. And also after this is showing me that explanation of this particular function also, that what this is actually doing. This is cool. This is actually generating the code and it's showing me what exactly that code is doing. Now let me add something more. I'm saying, can you write some unit test for above code? So I generated a code with that one prompt, and now with the second prompt, I'm saying I want to write a unit test case also. I'm a good developer, so I do not want to skip this part. I am saying, can you write a unit test for the above code? They're saying, sure. Here are some of the sample unit tests for Fibonacci function, which is Python built, and it's showing me importing the unit test package library here. It's showing me the function, and very soon we are going to have the unit test also for this function. As you can see right now, it's generated. It's showing me that class which is having test Fibonacci, and then it's showing me the parameters associated with that. They have created the unit test association with this, and then they're also configuring that, as well as in the below section they are now explaining what exactly they have done in the unit test cases. Amazing. Now this kind of configuration is actually very important when you are generating a code. So basically this is your section where you can actually change how exactly you want your assistant should behave. It's going to be an AI assistant, it's going to be a developer assistant. You also have some kind of a prompt samples which are available here. So if I click on the prompt sample, they are going to show me that maybe we have a prompt sample which is going to help me in marketing writing assistant. Or maybe I want a Shakespeare writing assistant where the assistant is going to type in a Shakespeare style. Maybe I'm an author and I want to publish a novel on that. So maybe I can take the same kind of a writing pattern. Or maybe I can have a JSON formatter assistant, which is going to help me to take care of the indentation and formatting in the JSON. You can use this particular chat playground as you want, and then you can customize and you can see how exactly your assistant is working. There are a lot many things which you can do inside this. I'm not going with all those things right now. If you want a detailed video of the chat playground with GPT-4, you can just comment down in that particular video and I will take you through all this part. I will take you through the parameter section where changing the parameter values is going to change the responses here. I will also take you to something which is known as few shot learning. So we have actually some kind of a sections where we can add some examples, we can add some variables, and using that we can actually customize our prompt. But as of now, I think this is it. Remember one thing, whenever you're using any of the Azure AI services in your own subscription, after using this, after trying all these particular services, I strongly recommend that you go back to your subscription in the Azure portal and you make sure that whatever services and resources which you have created, you're going to delete it. So this is my resource group in which I have created everything, and I do not want to waste my money. So all I'm going to do is, once I'm done with something, I'm always going to delete the resource group. Remember, this is very important. Do not keep all the resources there, otherwise it's going to cost you every minute. So it's very important. You're going to go and delete your resource group, which I'm doing right now. And once my resource group is deleted, my costing will be stopped. Remember, deletion is also going to take some time. So same like your creation of the service is taking time, deletion is also going to take a time, because this is an irreversible process. Once you delete the resource, you cannot get that thing back. So I started by creating this thing with Azure AI Foundry portal and Azure portal. And now we are just deleting this thing from Azure portal. All the resources and services will be deleted. Anyhow, Azure AI Foundry portal is not going to cost you anything. So if these resources are deleted, you're good to go. That's it for today. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another dose of Azure AI services. See you tomorrow.